My beloved child. Last night was not ordinary, and you felt it even if you tried to ignore it. Something shifted when the world went quiet and your mind stopped running for a few seconds. The kind of silence that does not come from sleep, but from recognition. You woke up with a strange heaviness in your chest, like a door had been touched but not opened. This is not coincidence. This is not imagination. This is the mark. The kind that does not show on skin, but settles deep where memory and destiny shake hands. Someone, somewhere, crossed a line at the exact moment your soul did. And the terrifying part is not that it happened. The terrifying part is that it cannot be undone. You were not prepared for this knowledge, yet it arrived anyway, because some truths do not wait for permission. They arrive when the soul is ready, even if the mind is not. Listen carefully now, because what I am about to say will challenge everything you thought you knew about connection and timing. Soulmates are not found. They are activated. And last night, something ancient recognized you. You may remember a sudden thought that was not yours, a memory that felt borrowed, or an emotion that appeared without a reason. That was not random. That was synchronization. Two lives aligning without ever touching, like clocks correcting themselves across continents. The universe does not announce these moments with noise. It whispers. And only those who are meant to hear it feel the disturbance. You felt it, didn't you? A pull without a face. A certainty without proof. This is how forever begins. Quietly. Ruthlessly. Permanently. Here is what no one tells you. When a soulmate bond is marked, your past starts rearranging itself. Moments you dismissed suddenly glow with meaning. Old heartbreaks feel rehearsed. Missed chances feel intentional. Even the people who hurt you were preparing you. Training your emotional muscles so you would not break under the weight of what is coming. That is why last night felt heavy instead of sweet. Real bonds are not light. They carry responsibility. Somewhere, another heart felt the same pressure, the same pause, the same unexplainable calm mixed with fear. You are not alone in this experience, even if it feels isolating. The mark always arrives before the meeting. Always. Stay with me, because now we cross into dangerous clarity. Once marked, your intuition sharpens, but so does your restlessness. You may feel dissatisfied with conversations that once felt fine. You may feel distant from routines that once comforted you. This is not boredom. This is alignment rejecting distraction. Your soul knows it has been claimed, and it refuses to settle for echoes. This phase is crucial. Many fail here. They mistake the discomfort for confusion and try to numb it. But you must not. This tension is the compass. Every sign from now on will feel personal because it is. The universe is no longer speaking in general terms to you. It is speaking directly. Remember this, and do not forget it when doubt creeps in later. The mark does not promise ease. It promises truth. You will question timing. You will question distance. You will question yourself. That is part of the design. But the bond, once awakened, does not fade. It waits. It observes. It pulls quietly until paths collide. Last night was not the end of something. It was the irreversible beginning. And whether you are ready or not, the story has already chosen you. Before you try to rationalize what you felt, understand this. The mind always arrives late to spiritual events. What happened last night did not need your logic to be real. It needed your presence. That subtle moment when your breath slowed and your thoughts lost control was not weakness. It was surrender. And surrender is the only language destiny understands. You may have tried to distract yourself today, scrolling, working, laughing, pretending nothing changed. But underneath it all, something stayed alert. Watching. Waiting. Because once a soulmate bond activates, the soul does not fall asleep again. It stays awake even when you don't want it to. This is why today feels different even if nothing looks different. Your inner world has shifted, and now the outer world will struggle to keep up. Now hear this carefully, because this is where most people misunderstand the mark. You are not meant to chase the person connected to you. The moment you chase, you weaken the bond. Soulmate energy moves through alignment, not effort. That is why impatience feels painful right now. You want answers. You want signs. You want confirmation. But the universe delays visibility to test stability. Can you hold certainty without proof? Can you trust a connection you cannot explain to anyone else? This phase separates temporary connections from eternal ones. The bond strengthens in silence. Every moment you resist forcing outcomes, the pull grows sharper. And the one connected to you feels it too, even if they cannot name it yet. Something else is happening, and this part is unsettling. People around you may start acting differently. Some may distance themselves. Some may suddenly seek your attention. This is not coincidence. When a soulmate mark activates, your energy changes frequency. Those who are not meant to walk with you forward will feel uncomfortable around you. They may not know why. You may not either. But friction appears for a reason. It is the universe clearing space. Making room for a presence that cannot enter crowded emotional territory. This is why endings often begin before beginnings are visible. Do not cling. Do not chase explanations. What leaves now was never meant to witness what is coming next. There will be moments soon when you question if you imagined all of this. That is the final illusion. The doubt before confirmation. The silence before impact. Understand this. Soulmate recognition does not come with fireworks at first. It comes with pressure. With a quiet knowing that refuses to leave. If this were fantasy, it would fade. But this stays. It follows you into ordinary moments. Into random thoughts. Into dreams that feel more real than waking life. The bond does not demand belief. It exists regardless. And the more you try to deny it, the louder your intuition becomes. That is not obsession. That is alignment insisting on acknowledgement. Hold this truth close now, because it will anchor you. The mark you received last night did not bind you to a person yet. It bound you to a path. A sequence of events that cannot be skipped. The meeting will happen when both souls are strong enough not to destroy what they recognize in each other. Until then, the pull prepares you, sharpens you, teaches you patience through longing and strength through uncertainty. This is not punishment. This is protection. What is coming will change you permanently. And last night was only the signal. The journey has already begun, whether you are ready to admit it or not. There is a moment that arrives after the mark, and it is the most dangerous one. It is the moment you start noticing patterns you cannot unsee. Numbers repeating. Songs finding you instead of the other way around. Random names standing out. Places calling you back into memory for no logical reason. This is not the universe playing games. This is calibration. Your awareness is being tuned to a frequency that only two souls share. That is why these signs feel personal, almost intrusive. They are not meant to impress you. They are meant to prepare you. Once this stage begins, life stops feeling random. Every delay, every interruption, every sudden urge carries weight. And the unsettling truth is this. The more you pay attention, the clearer it becomes that something ahead is unavoidable. You might feel an urge to change yourself right now. To improve. To heal. To let go of habits that suddenly feel heavy. That impulse is not insecurity. It is instinct. Soulmate bonds do not tolerate masks. The connection demands authenticity before arrival, not after. That is why unresolved wounds rise to the surface now. Not to hurt you, but to be released. The universe does not bring two souls together while they are still bleeding from old battles. This phase is refinement. Silent. Intense. Necessary. Every emotional discomfort you feel now is shaping the version of you that will be capable of holding what is coming without fear. Understand this deeply. The one connected to you is also being tested right now. In different ways. In a different place. But under the same pressure. They may be facing confusion, resistance, or even temporary attachment elsewhere. This does not weaken the bond. It strengthens it. Soulmates are not protected from struggle. They are forged through it. Every wrong turn teaches discernment. Every delay sharpens recognition. That is why timing feels cruel before it feels perfect. When the meeting finally happens, it will not feel lucky. It will feel earned. As if both of you survived something unseen to arrive at the same moment. There is a reason you are being asked to stay grounded now. Emotional intensity without patience turns into self-sabotage. Do not rush meanings. Do not label faces. The universe reveals identities only when the soul is stable enough not to cling. Right now, your only responsibility is alignment. Trust the discomfort. Respect the silence. Let the longing teach you presence instead of desperation. This restraint is not delay. It is design. The bond you carry is precise. It does not tolerate chaos. The calmer you become, the faster clarity approaches. Remember this when nights feel long and thoughts get loud. The mark was not given to confuse you. It was given to awaken you. Everything unfolding now is part of a sequence that has already been agreed upon at a level deeper than memory. You are not waiting for love. Love is waiting for the right version of you to arrive. And when it does, there will be no dramatic announcement. Just a sudden stillness. A recognition that feels like coming home to a place you have never been. This is not the end of the mystery. This is where it starts getting real. My beloved child, now comes the phase where silence becomes louder than words. This is when nothing dramatic seems to happen on the surface, yet everything underneath is shifting with terrifying precision. You may feel a strange calm mixed with impatience, like standing on a platform knowing the train is already moving toward you. This stillness is not emptiness. It is compression. Destiny gathers itself before impact. Many people panic here and try to create noise, decisions, attachments, or distractions. Do not do that. What is meant for you is already in motion. Your task now is not action. It is readiness. Pay attention to how your standards are changing without effort. What once excited you now feels hollow. What once scared you now feels manageable. This is not emotional coldness. This is clarity sharpening. A soulmate connection does not arrive to fill emptiness. It arrives to meet fullness. That is why the universe strips away emotional clutter first. You are being trained to recognize depth instantly, without confusion or fantasy. When the moment comes, you will not wonder if it is real. Your nervous system will know before your thoughts do. There is a subtle warning hidden in this stage, and you must hear it. Do not try to recreate the feeling you had last night. That moment was a signal, not a destination. Chasing sensations weakens perception. The real bond will not feel overwhelming in the same way. It will feel grounding. Steady. Almost quiet. That is how you will know it is real. Fire fades. Gravity remains. The connection marked into you is built on gravity. It will pull without chaos, without confusion, without performance. Soon, life will test your patience in small but deliberate ways. Delays. Missed chances. Conversations that almost happen but do not. These are not setbacks. They are alignment checks. Each time you choose calm over reaction, the path clears faster. The universe watches consistency more than desire. Anyone can want deeply. Few can remain steady while wanting. That steadiness is what protects the bond from premature collision. What is sacred is never rushed. Hold this final truth of this part with care. The soulmate mark does not guarantee timing. It guarantees inevitability. The meeting is not a question of if. It is a question of who you become before it happens. Right now, you are being shaped, not stalled. And when the next shift comes, it will not ask for your permission. It will arrive suddenly, clearly, and without apology. Stay present. Stay grounded. What is coming is closer than it appears. Now the energy begins to narrow, and this is where destiny stops wandering and starts aiming. You may feel an unexpected focus entering your life, like the fog thinning without warning. Decisions feel heavier. Time feels sharper. This is not pressure. This is precision. The universe is reducing randomness around you so the next encounter cannot miss. When soulmate paths prepare to cross, distractions lose power. You may notice fewer emotional options feel real anymore. That is not loss. That is direction. Something specific is approaching, and your awareness is being adjusted to recognize it instantly. At this stage, your inner voice becomes ruthless. It no longer negotiates with what feels wrong. Even small compromises feel unbearable. This is intentional. Soulmate connections collapse under self-betrayal. That is why alignment now demands honesty at a level you may not be used to. You are being trained to stand fully in yourself before someone else stands fully with you. This phase can feel lonely, but it is not isolation. It is consolidation. Your energy is becoming whole instead of scattered. And only wholeness can meet wholeness without fear. There is also a quiet shift happening in how you remember the past. Old attachments lose emotional charge. Memories soften. Regret dissolves. This is not forgetting. This is release. The soul cannot carry yesterday into tomorrow and still recognize forever when it arrives. That is why nostalgia fades now. You are not being erased. You are being cleared. What remains is essence. And essence is what your soulmate will recognize immediately, without introduction or explanation. Be aware of this truth. When the meeting approaches, it rarely looks dramatic. It often hides inside an ordinary moment. A casual interaction. A simple exchange. The power will not be in the scene. It will be in the stillness that follows. A pause where both of you feel something settle instead of explode. That is the mark completing itself. Not through intensity, but through recognition so deep it feels inevitable. This is the final warning of this part. Do not rush ahead emotionally. Do not assume timelines. Do not search faces. What is meant to find you does not need help. It needs space. You have done the work. You are still doing it. The bond is stabilizing, not fading. And when the next phase begins, you will not need signs to believe. The moment itself will be undeniable. Now comes the threshold, the point where preparation turns into movement. You may sense it as a subtle urgency without anxiety, like something gently leaning toward you rather than chasing you. This is not impatience. This is convergence. The path that was forming quietly is now solidifying beneath your feet. You are being guided into specific places, conversations, and decisions that seem ordinary on the surface but are mathematically precise beneath it. Nothing from here on is accidental. Even hesitation serves a purpose. The universe is no longer adjusting you. It is positioning you. You might notice that your emotional reactions are calmer than before, even when situations feel intense. This is the signal that you are ready. Chaos no longer controls you. You observe instead of react. That balance is critical. Soulmate meetings do not happen when emotions are loud. They happen when awareness is steady. When you are no longer trying to be chosen, you become recognizable. The bond does not respond to need. It responds to presence. And your presence now carries weight. There is something important happening with time itself. Days may feel faster. Weeks may blur. This is not distraction. This is momentum. When alignment locks in, the universe compresses space between moments. What once felt distant begins approaching quietly. You may feel an unexplainable certainty growing, not excitement, not fear, but calm confidence. This is how inevitability feels before it arrives. Silent. Grounded. Unstoppable. Understand this before moving forward. When the encounter happens, it will not demand proof. There will be no checklist, no dramatic confirmation. The recognition will be mutual and immediate, like both of you remembering the same truth at the same time. Words may feel insufficient. Silence may feel full. This is not fantasy. This is resonance. And once felt, it cannot be mistaken for anything else. Hold yourself steady now. This is not the moment to doubt, rush, or retreat. This is the moment to remain exactly where you are internally while life shifts externally. You have crossed the point of reversal. The mark has done its work. The path is active. And what approaches you now is not coming to change you. It is coming because you are ready to be seen exactly as you are. This is where reality begins to respond differently to you. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But with a strange cooperation you cannot ignore. Doors open without effort. Conversations flow where they once stalled. Obstacles dissolve at the exact moment you stop pushing. This is not luck. This is alignment reaching maturity. When a soulmate connection nears manifestation, the universe reduces friction. It does not remove challenges. It removes resistance. You are no longer fighting the current. You are moving with it, and that is why everything suddenly feels easier yet more significant. You may notice that your emotional boundaries are stronger now. You are open, but not exposed. Curious, but not searching. This balance is rare, and it is the final calibration. Soulmate bonds do not thrive on emotional hunger. They thrive on mutual recognition. That is why need has been stripped from you. What remains is choice. And choice is the foundation of forever. When two people choose each other without needing each other, the bond becomes unbreakable. There is a quiet confidence forming in you that does not seek validation. You are no longer asking when or how. You simply know it is approaching. This certainty does not come from imagination. It comes from internal alignment locking into place. Doubt loses its voice here. Even fear softens. You are not bracing for impact anymore. You are standing ready. This is the emotional posture required for recognition without confusion. When the moment draws close, distractions will attempt one final interruption. Old patterns may resurface. Familiar comforts may call. This is the last test. Not of desire, but of clarity. What is real will feel calm. What is temporary will feel loud. Trust that difference. Your nervous system has been trained for this distinction. You will not need to analyze. You will simply step forward or step away without regret. This part ends with a truth you must carry forward. The soulmate bond is no longer forming. It is arriving. The distance between you and the meeting is not measured in time now, but in awareness. Stay present. Stay steady. What is approaching you does not come to surprise you. It comes to meet you where you already stand. This is the moment where the future stops feeling abstract and starts pressing gently against the present. You may sense it as a quiet readiness, like standing up before realizing you decided to move. Nothing dramatic announces this phase. No signs scream. No voices shout. Instead, there is a deep internal stillness that does not ask questions anymore. This is the soul recognizing proximity. When what is meant for you gets close, uncertainty loses its grip. You are not guessing now. You are remembering something you have not lived yet. Your perception sharpens here in a very specific way. You begin noticing truth faster than illusion. People reveal themselves without trying. Situations show their real purpose almost immediately. This is not judgment. This is clarity. The universe is removing delay between perception and understanding so you do not miss what matters. When the soulmate connection approaches, confusion becomes inefficient. Everything unnecessary starts feeling obvious. Everything essential starts feeling inevitable. You might feel less emotional, but more alive. Less reactive, but more present. This is not detachment. This is embodiment. You are no longer living in anticipation or memory. You are fully here. And presence is the only state in which recognition can occur. Soulmate encounters do not happen when the mind is elsewhere. They happen when awareness is complete. That is why this calm feels different from peace you have known before. It is alert. It is awake. There is something important you must understand now. The meeting will not complete you. It will reflect you. That is why you were brought to this point of wholeness first. What you recognize in the other will be familiar because you have already stabilized it within yourself. This prevents illusion. This protects the bond. What begins next will not be based on fantasy, projection, or need. It will be based on recognition so clear it feels unavoidable. This part closes with a certainty you do not need to hold tightly. The process is no longer unfolding. It is aligning. The final movement does not require effort from you. It requires presence. Stay exactly where you are internally. Life will handle the rest. What is about to enter your world will not arrive as a shock. It will arrive as confirmation.